Hey guys, I'm going to talk to you about the new movie Our Friend. Now, this movie comes to theaters and on demand on January 22nd, this Friday, and I was able to see an early screening of it, and I gotta admit, I wasn't excited going into it. I'm not a giant fan of Casey Affleck. I mean, I love Jason Segel, and I like Dakota Johnson enough, but I really didn't think this was going to be a movie I was going to enjoy. I know the story, and I was like, I mean, are they going to really be able to capture that story? Because it's based on a real true story, and put it into a movie, and then I just wasn't sure. But after watching it, I'm excited to give you my spoiler-free review.
Hey, Tessa from Mama's Geeky here. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel.
Now, of course, this is based on a true story that I feel like a lot of people know. I knew it going into this, but I'm still going to try to keep this pretty spoiler-free. But here's the gist of what it is. Jason Segel is a friend of this couple. The woman gets cancer, and he moves in to help for a couple of weeks and doesn't leave. That's basically the gist of it. This couple has 2 young daughters, and I think as a mom of 2 young daughters, that's what really hit me the most in the gut. Like, so much of this movie, I was like, oh, like, they have 2 girls. Like, it just hit me like, what would happen if I got cancer and I was gonna die, you know? Listen, I know it's heavy stuff, but that's where my brain went. Now, I will say this movie felt quite long. It did have some misfires in the beginning. It felt like the pacing was off. There's a lot of back and forth, which I wasn't a giant fan of. However, when we get to the end, this movie is worth watching. I was not expecting to ever say that about this movie, especially when it started. It felt slow. There was a whole mess with the screening where I accidentally backed out and I had to go back in and I had to rewatch 20 minutes of it. And I was like, I am never going to finish this movie. I don't know that I care enough to finish this movie, but I'm so glad that I did. Like I said, I was a sobbing mess. I mean, I was in hysterics. It was awful. I was not expecting to have that reaction, and I did. There is an article out about this story, and I highly recommend, there's actually several, but I highly recommend you check it out after seeing the movie, especially if you don't know the story. But it is worth reading. My friend forced me to read it immediately after the movie, which I did not want to do. And it was awful. I was a mess. I don't think I've ever cried so much in my life. I had a headache. It was just, my face was a whole thing. I was going to record this review then, and I said, I need to take a day. I need to take a day before I record this review because I look a hot mess. But, you know, I got sucked into the story. And I think every single person did a fantastic job. Casey Affleck did a fantastic job. Jason Segel's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect casting for this movie. And Dakota Johnson, I mean, she was fantastic as well. And like I said, the 2 little girls, they were great. I mean, sometimes kid actors are not the best. I mean, let's be honest here. But they were really good. And they brought a great part to the story. And just everything came together in the end. And like I said, you might feel like you have to struggle through the first half hour, 45 minutes, but do it. Because when you get to the end, you are going to... Listen, if you need a good cry, if you need to get it out, if this last year has been horrible for you and you just need a cry, man, listen, watch Our Friend. You're going to bawl your eyes out. But it's really, really well done. And the only issue I have with this movie, like I said, is the pacing at the beginning. And maybe it's a bit slow and it's kind of weird and it feels off. But then it hits its mark and it just goes from there. The whole last hour is just fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And I think this movie is just, it's a good movie to watch, but I mean, just listen, have tissues ready because you are going to cry. And if you don't cry, I think you need to get checked out and you have a problem because this movie is going to pull at all of your heartstrings. But really, I think it hit me harder being a mother of 2 daughters. It really sent my mind in places I didn't ever want it to go. But you know, it did. That's what it did. And I think that's the point, right? It invoked a lot of emotion in me. And I think it's a good take on the real story. I think it did the family proud. And like I said, Jason Segel, man, he's the standout in this one for me, though. He was so good. I adore him anyway. But I was really surprised at how well he played this role. I really, really liked it. If you guys have already seen Our Friend by the time you get to this review, let me know your thoughts down below. If not, let me know, do you plan to watch this movie? What do you think? Again, it does come out in theaters and on demand January 22nd. I don't think you guys want to miss this one. This one's fantastic. It's so good. Everyone, I was very pleasantly surprised with the lead cast, which I wasn't hyped about going into it. So that says a lot. They really drew me in, and I think this movie is a must watch. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. As always, you can follow me over on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Mama's Geeky over there. MAMASGEEKY. Thanks, guys.